What a game. What a game. What a tough loss by the Las Vegas Raiders against the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday. Embarrassing loss. Huge collapse. I guess the best way to describe it, a tale of two halves. But I feel like it's more than that. What up, Raider Nation? My name is Pharaoh NFL. Please make sure to like the video if you haven't already. And also subscribe to the channel. The road to 1K subs continues and the algorithm is very real. And I really appreciate your support. Now back to the topic at hand. The game starts off smoothly with Josh Jacobs receiving the ball early and often. The balanced first drive ends with a Devontae Adams touchdown. Raider Nation is celebrating. Now fast forward to the end of the half. The Raiders are leading 20-0. Mac Hollins is the Raiders' leading receiver. Who would have thought that? But if you look at all this first half stats, the Raiders are dominating almost every key category. And before I get into the second half, I want to bring up a recent article written by a Las Vegas beat writer. And in this article, it talks about the two big adjustments that would help Carr get better in Josh McDaniels' offense. And one of those adjustments was that it points out that Carr doesn't have the same control over the offense at the line of scrimmage that he did with Gruden. And that's very interesting because one of Carr's strengths is making adjustments at the line of scrimmage. You know, the article does go on to say that it's probably going to change as McDaniels gets more comfortable with Carr. But this is definitely something to monitor as the season develops. You know, you're taking away one of Carr's strengths. Pre-snap reads, all those audibles, those nicknames for audibles that he had in years past. You're not hearing that as much lately. And the article talks about how McDaniels wants Carr to stay in that pocket. He doesn't want him to run. He's actually coaching up that position that way because I understand he doesn't want the quarterback to get hurt, but at the same time, this is not an all-pro offensive line. Carr needs to run. He needs to move around the pocket, and I think he got better last game against the Cardinals. I felt like he did have like a 9-yard rush. He did move around a little bit in the pocket, but that's going to be hard with this O-line. Still developing chemistry and still throwing out 7-man rotations out there, however long that's going to last. Now, going back to the second half of this Raiders and Cardinals game, the tables will turn. The Cardinals are dominating the second half, outscoring the Raiders 29-3 when it's all said and done. And the Cardinals shut down the Raiders' offense. I think that was partly to do because of the Cardinals. You know, shout out to them. But also the Raiders contributed as well. And how the Cardinals were able to shut down the Raiders' offense was they were able to get pressure with 4 or less pass rushers with a 57.1% success rate. Now you're telling me a blitzing team like the Arizona Cardinals were able to get pressure with 4 or less pass rushers on 57.1% success rate? Now to put that in perspective, the Chiefs, who played them week 1 and blew them out, the Cardinals were only able to get 11.1% with 4 or fewer pass rushers. So that was a tough thing for the Raiders to overcome. It got into Derek Carr's head. It got into Josh McDaniels' head, apparently. But specifically Derek Carr, you could tell he didn't know when the pass rush was coming. He didn't know where the blitz was coming. He didn't know it was 4 coming in, 3. He just, and his accuracy these last couple games have been tough. Man, it's not the same old Derek Carr. He hasn't been consistently throwing it accurately. And maybe he has a lot on his mind. It's a new offense. So, we'll give it some time before we can critically get on Derek Carr. I mean, you can get on him now, but I'm going to be a little bit more patient about it. That being said, the defense didn't help either. The fact that they were able to play well in the first half by containing Kyle Murray, that wasn't the case in the first half. And they couldn't get off the field. They were letting Arizona going up and down the field, getting touchdowns, 2-point conversions. It didn't even matter. They made some plays here and there, but I think this was a team loss. Offense and defense, they played hand in hand in this loss. And an underrated aspect coming into the season that a lot of people didn't talk about was the fact that this is a brand new coaching staff implementing brand new systems, and it's showing. They need some time to gel, and it's tough because we're in a tough division, tough AFC. The good thing is that it was a non-divisional or non-conference game, so that loss doesn't have any type of playoff implications later on in the year, because this is going to be a tough, close playoff race. And the Raiders, you know, they gave up the game at the end, but you know, they still can recover. There's 15 games left. I know the stat out there is 0-2 teams have a less than 13% chance of making the playoffs. I understand that, but I still believe in the coaching staff. I still believe in the players on this team. Now, that being said, the Raiders need to go out and prove it, and they need to start next week against the Tennessee Titans. And that's a winnable game. They can win that game, and it all starts with putting wins together. And I think they need to get back to running that ball. I don't know why Josh McDaniels got away from running that ball. You know, that it's just it doesn't make sense, especially when we got the ball back. Even though I felt like momentum had shifted, it just didn't make sense why we didn't run the ball in regulation in the second half, and also in OT. We got the ball back. We had a chance to just give the ball to Adams, or not Adams, but Josh Jacobs, and get into field goal range. Maybe throw in a play action and have Derek Carr just get Darren Waller after running the ball with success. Who knows, man? McDaniels, coaching staff, players, this is a team definition of a team loss. Pure definition of team loss. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think. How do you guys feel? Who's on the hot seat? Who needs to step up? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Raider Nation. Peace.
Just win, baby. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.